Hello, everybody. Al's getting a snack. They'll be here in a second.
I'm sorry. Roasted in my own fucking home. Anyway.
So how about that season premiere, everybody? Here, I should probably turn the lamp off.
Yes.
There we go.
Hello.
Apologies if you can hear our air conditioner. It is extremely hot.
Yeah, it's SoCal. Anyway, hello, gay people. How about that season here?
Yeah.
How are we feeling?
Here, let me mess with the settings a little bit. Okay, I think that's somewhat better.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so we have some questions that we're going to go over, and then we're going to open up open question time after we're done with all of those. Friendly reminder, if you are a member of our Patreon, which starts at just $2 a month, and you get early access and all kinds of other fun stuff, you also get priority submission for Q&As. So we're going to be going over the questions we got from our Patreon, and then we're going to be opening up the floor for open question time.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, could you go turn the AC off because it's loud?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just sweat. It's fine.
It's fine. You know what?
Okay. So let me pull up the questions.
Yes. And for the record, just because we have not opened the open forum question portion of the stream, if you are not a patron, you can drop questions in the chat at any point.
Yeah,
we will get to them.
We'll scroll up and get to them later.
Oh man.
Okay. So
Talk about the episode playlist.
let me pull it up.
Yes.
So we're doing the episode playlists as we record them, which is a new thing because we didn't do that with season 1.
Yeah, with season 1, we were doing the episode playlists right before the episodes went up. So
yeah, that's been a little bit different.
Yeah, it's been new and exciting.
Okay. So I would say the first two are just mood setters for all of season 2 in general, because it's The Beast by Delta Ray and The Young Thousands by the Mountain Goats. And I feel like that's really like Fee and then Leo in that order.
And we did put them on the season 2 Fee and Leo playlists.
Yeah.
As the opening tracks.
Yeah, because
they worked very well.
Because one of the lyrics in The Beast is, oh God, what is it? The Lord's gonna come and she ain't pleased, she ain't suffering fools no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And truth's coming out of her deep well, she ain't suffering lies no more.
Yeah. Very, very Fee for this season.
Yeah, very season 2 Fee core. And then
oh man. Season 2, Fee's character arc in season 2 is just, aren't you tired of being nice? Don't you want to be an anarcho-communist?
Yeah, so true. And then The Young Thousands by the Mountain Goats went on there because of the line, the things that you've got coming will do things that you're afraid to.
Yeah.
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 If
everyone heard that. Hi, Woody.
Yeah, and Leo's arc for season 2 is getting hit by a bus repeatedly.
For character development. Oh man.
Meet Me in the Woods by Lord Huron.
We put that on as an Oskaya mood setter, I think.
Yeah. Fucked with forces that our eyes can't see. Everything's huge.
Hello. I'm so fond of you. Oh goodness.
Oh, and then the back half of the playlist.
Yes.
Meet Me in the Woods was kind of our last like mood establishment song, and then it got like hyper specific after that. Because Elijah by Matthew and the Atlas is actually the first time we've heard from Kimrel on an episode playlist. Yeah, Elijah by Matthew and the Atlas is very much a Kimrel to Leo song for that whole thing.
Yeah.
And you will understand in a little over a year why that is.
Under a year.
Okay.
Because we said that was what, mid-season 3? That's like February-ish, I think.
Okay.
Whatever.
Anyway, in a long time, you will understand why that is. But yeah, Elijah by Matthew and the Atlas is the first that we've heard from Kimmerl on an episode playlist so far. And then the converse of that, like Elijah by Matthew and the Atlas and Gabriel by Bear's Den were just like the two perspectives of that scene. Like Gabriel by Bear's Den was very much a Leo POV song.
Yeah.
Fucking,
I love it when people just say interesting in the Q&A chat.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I see your theories.
But yeah, fucking Is This All I Am and All I Ever Was, and like the whole song just being basically about like trying to grapple with your self-loathing. And yeah, Gabriel by Bear's Den is not good.
Yikes.
And then our closer was I Have Made Mistakes by the Oh Hellos, which we both agreed, like before we even recorded the episode, we were like, this needs to be our closing track.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, we had the last scene of this episode prepared for way longer than the rest of it.
Yeah. Well, we came up with the last scene of the episode like right after we finished recording the finale.
Yeah.
Of season 1. And like we didn't really know what we were going to do with the rest of the episode, but we talked about it and we were like, the last scene of the episode needs to be the camera zooming out on them just laughing and crying at how ridiculous and unfair all of this is. Yeah. And so I Have Made Mistakes really worked well with that. And for a lot of reasons, I really like the song because it's a duet, which is good. Mm-hmm. And like when the harmonies start layering in is on the line of, but we will overcome the apathy that has made us because we are not alone in the dark with our demons. We have made mistakes, but we've learned from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Season 2.
Yeah. It's a lot. Somebody in the chat said, how pissed is Kimmerl right now?
I don't know about pissed, but we're going to get to that later.
I don't know if pissed is the word.
I wouldn't use the word pissed. Yeah. Did that Nat 1 and Fee losing her coin change anything that you guys had planned? I'll tell you this much: Sabine shows up way later in the season than she was supposed to.
Yeah. The thing is that the coin was Fee's one way to get in touch with the most competent person she knows.
Yeah. So, and I mean, you guys will, again, like you guys will understand this in several weeks, like when we start moving into arcs, because there are a couple different arcs that happened because of different roles that we made. And that Nat 1 was one of them because Sabine was originally supposed to come back way earlier in the season than she's going to now.
Yeah.
And
that just didn't happen.
Yep. That one's happened, baby.
That one's happened. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, and we'll talk because there was like a whole multi-episode arc that ended up getting changed because of a role that I made in the next episode that's coming out on Friday. Yeah. Where we had like combat planned, we had a whole other like situation and plot going on that just changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the main thing that changed there is that Sabine is coming back way later in the season than she was originally supposed to.
I think the change is good, but
yeah, but in the moment it was not fun.
Yeah, because my intention had been to have Fee get off a message to Sabine early in the episode, and then just Nat 1.
Nope. And then Leo gave up all of his magic powers at the end.
Yep.
So they're stranded in Giant Land. Their phones are dead. There's no service.
Got no fucking cell service.
Yeah.
Zed ghosted us.
Fuck. That's so mean. Don't say it like that.
Oh man.
So yeah. Main thing that changed there is just that it has impacted when certain people are going to be coming back into the season. We had planned for a lot of that to happen way earlier in the season, and now it's not.
It's not. You know,
Yeah,
it's fine. I like how things have turned out, but wow.
Wow. Tell us more about this one and Ilva.
Yeah. I love them.
How about those giant wives?
How about the giant wives? That is what we've been referring to them as for like months. Just giant wives. I love them so dearly. So basically their whole deal is that Ilva is a traveling doctor for the regions up in the mountains where it is hard to get to, and where there's not a lot of permanent settlement anywhere in Oskaya, but up in the mountains is bad. So Ilva just kind of goes around and helps people out because she's got a lot of medical knowledge and also healing spells.
Yeah, I was going to say, and also magic.
And also magic.
Yeah.
Both. And
this one is just there.
And this one is their loving wife.
Yeah.
And this one is her loving wife, rather, who loves her oh so dearly and is very willing to back her up if things get froggy. And so is their bunny that they co-parent.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
and also this one has their ride.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this one's the one that drives.
Every gay friend group has one person that can drive.
In this case, this one
Yeah.
drives a giant rabbit.
Yeah.
And Cuddles is a good boy, and we love him.
Yeah. God. Ideal marriage. One of them talks to people and the other can drive.
So true.
I love them. I love them a lot.
Yeah. And we're going to get, we have a pretty sizable arc, like with Leo and Fee traveling around with Ilva in this one. So we are going to find out, more about them as far as like background goes, going forward. But yeah, I just think they're neat.
They're just neat.
Yeah.
That's the thing. This one and Ilva, I would argue, of every character in the podcast, have the least tragedy going on because they're
fine.
fun.
They're fine.
They're just having fun. Ilva has a pretty important job that she just does, and they're just vibing.
Yeah, they really don't have any tragedy going on at all.
They're just having a good time.
Well, and like I would almost say that in a way, I don't think we ever talked about this, but I think just the way that planning out their role in this arc ended up is that like they are comic relief for a lot of it, because at the very beginning of the season we're unpacking a lot of really heavy shit with Leo and Fee, and there were just times where we needed Ilva picking them both up by the back of the shirt and holding them 2 feet off the ground. There was just that need for the comedic relief and something that just wasn't gut-wrenchingly sad. And, they're still very important for the development of things that are going on. And they're not just there for the yucks, but they very much are the kind of spot of light in the Oskaya arc. Because so much of Oskaya arc, like on a personal level for Leo and Fee, just gets so dark.
Just because of all the stuff they have to unpack. Like, it's heavy. And sometimes when things are heavy, it just helps to have a couple nice butches there to pat you on the back a little too hard. It's just, that's life.
Yeah. Just Ilva is the fucking embodiment of that Adventure Zone quote of a competent woman. A competent woman will save us. Yeah.
Nothing that can't be solved by a bush with a carabiner. Emotional trauma, traveling through the wilderness.
Scoot over, you're hiding behind the mic.
Well, your chair's in the way. Thank you.
But so yeah, they are kind of there in a sense for comedic relief, but they also have important roles going forward, which is a balance that we've been playing with a lot of characters in season 2. Of like people that are they're there for the yucks, but also they have other roles that they're playing. Which, like, we didn't really have a lot of that. I would say any of that in season 1 of characters that were just, mostly there to be comedic relief. Like, you could argue Mia. I guess.
Yeah, you could, but Mia has plot implications.
Yeah, Mia has massive plot implications for like the entire plot of the whole podcast.
Yeah,
but in season 1, you could argue that Mia is like kind of our comedic relief.
Yeah.
Like, and there are moments where Zed is too, and like maybe kind of Kalesa.
Yeah, but there's just so much other stuff going on with them. It was nice to have this one and Ilva just around because they
don't care. They don't care. They found these little children in the woods,
and they're just gonna help them out.
Yeah,
they don't they have other stuff to do, but nothing that can't wait.
They've already unpacked their trauma. Yelva knows a therapist. Like, they're fine.
Yelva knows a therapist. So true.
So it was really nice to, play around with them in the time that we did. Because it was just nice to have characters who just didn't have far-reaching consequences and like major plot implications going on.
Yeah. I'm excited for them to get back later in the series.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see them again.
Yeah, and they will be back. Yeah, even after we leave them, they will be back.
Yeah.
But they're the most fucking well-adjusted people in this entire podcast.
Genuinely. They're just nice. They're just having fun.
They're just nice.
They're just nice. Their marriage is very functional.
Yeah.
And then we camera pan back over to Vogveldur and everybody's screaming.
It's literally the fucking when Ylva and this one get back in season 3, it's going to be the Community meme of Donald Glover walking in with the pile of pizza boxes to the room that's on fire.
Yeah. Oh my god. I like to think of them.
What happened?
What has happened? This one left you alone for 6 months.
Longer than that.
Not much.
Yeah, we said that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This one left you alone for 1 year. Yeah. What's happened?
I like them. I like to think of them. Sorry for everybody who this is your first live Q&A. We go off on tangents like this all of the time.
Yeah, welcome back to hour-long Q&As, everybody.
Yeah. We should bring up, by the way, since I mentioned the camera panning back to Vogveldur, it's not going to in podcast.
No, because we decided, actually, that's kind of a fun little behind-the-scenes peek at our kind of how we formulated season 2, because we did consider that at the beginning. We considered doing kind of taking us out of the driver's seat with Leo and Fee, and us doing scenes where Al or I was playing Zed or Kalesa or somebody.
Yeah, we thought of it, and then we decided that there was more impact to the end of the season if we just didn't see them for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also and that is something, taking us out of the driver's seat of Leo and Fee is something that we are going to do later in the podcast, but not in season 2.
Not in season 2, and not for that long.
2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not for the time that it would have taken to properly
maintain
unpack.
a Vogveldur arc. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's already so much going on in season 2.
Yeah.
That it didn't feel realistic.
There's so much geopolitical machinations that are happening that Leo and Fee are hi, Woody.
Thanks, Woody.
So true, King.
He doesn't like it being hot, so yesterday we had to stop recording 4 times so Woody could get up and move around.
We have a specific corner in our little hallway back here.
Yeah, we call it the hot boy corner.
We call it the hot boy corner because when it's hot, Woody goes back there and sploots out on the floor in front of the bathroom
he
door.
Just sulks. I don't even know why. It's not like the hallway is that cool.
It's not that, because the air conditioner's out here.
Yeah, but dog.
But so we considered doing that, but for several reasons. The first of which being that we had way too much shit going on to maintain a Vogveldur arc, and the second reason being that the audience coming back kind of in media res with us to what has been happening there in the time that Leo and Fee have been gone is going to be way more impactful. But people aren't having a good time.
Yeah, it.
Everybody except Zed at the end of episode 1 thinks that they just watched their friends die.
Yeah.
So people aren't having fun.
We like both winced when we for patrons, for our $5 patrons, we do our wax sealed letters every month, and we've started doing this thing where we roll a random character.
So that
people,
if people don't tell
pick
us
a specific character, you can just have the character of the month. And this month we did roll Zed, and we both just went,
ooh, yeah.
Ew.
And then I started singing "Shit" by Bo Burnham really loud.
Yeah. Oh, someone asked, did Zed not tell the rest of them? Zed.
We have a question about that, so we should maybe wait to unpack that.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's a complicated answer to a complicated question.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's
it's our next question.
That's the next question. Yeah, why did Zed respond to Leo's sending spell the way that he did? So by telling him to fuck off. Yeah.
So the thing about Zed is that when horrible, bad, traumatic things happen to him, like presumably watching his boyfriend die, and nobody is able to hold his impulse control in check because they have also just watched their friend die, Zed does very stupid things that we have alluded to in past episodes.
People are going a lot of places in season 2.
Yeah.
Leo and Fee are going to Oskaya and the Zephyr Isles. Kalessa and Fen and Mia are going to the capital of Ogvoldur. Zed's going headfirst off the wagon. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing to remember is that there were like several hours in between that sending spell and
when Leo disappeared.
Yeah, and when Leo disappeared. So I do think Zed told everyone that Leo was alive
later, because when he found it out, he was busy.
But also some of the impulsive, stupid things that Zed has done in the wake of the situation have slightly damaged his credibility with his friends. So, yikes. Like, that's what I got here.
Yikes.
Yikes.
All day, all shit.
That's it for season 2.
Big ol' motherfucking duffel bag of shit.
Yeah, it's... And also, like, he responded to the sending spell the way that he did. 1, because he was not in his right mind. 2, because he thought Leo was dead for several hours, and the first communication that he got from Leo, Leo chose to say, "Don't wait for me, I'm not sure I'll be back." Which,
to be fair,
yes.
Because of the word limitations of a sending spell, like Leo had 25 words.
Absolutely. I'm not saying Leo was wrong to phrase it that way. I'm saying Zed was not in his right mind, and he is rejection sensitive at the best of times. So he responded to that by getting very angry.
So yeah, anyway, nobody's surprised. The big flaws in Leo Zed are all related to miscommunication.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like...
Oh, shocker.
Leo Zed endgame, and we've had that determined for like many episodes. We figured it out in episode 14 after that roll. But it's not going to be a fun time getting there.
No.
It's not going to be an easy time getting there. Mostly because they are both like this.
Like this, being rejection sensitive and super willing to believe that everybody around them just hates them.
And bad at communicating their feelings.
And bad at communicating. Oh, Leo Zed.
I've made the joke before about Leo or Zed says something benign about a problem that they are having.
Oh, so you
the
want
other
me to
one
die?
Immediately. Yeah. You want me to die then? You want to kill me?
Yeah. They're going to work on it. Literally, it's going to get better.
They're going to work on it. It's going to get better. But like at the point where they're at right now, they're both in pretty bad mental places. So yeah, Zed Zed.
That's why Zed responded that
Yeah,
way.
that's
So yeah, he may have attempted to tell everybody else. I mean,
Yeah.
and we've, again, in late season 2, because of that like bad roll with Fee's coin and everything,
Yeah.
like we are going to be kind of unpacking in retrospect what happened the day the Val signs disappeared. But like their parties are just right now decimated, at this current point in time, decimated. They just watched their friends supposedly die. They have no idea, like Ravane and Celica and Talindra especially, just like, what the fuck are they going to do?
Yeah.
And, Kalissa and Fen have a lot of baggage to be unpacked in terms of what does this mean for Astraria?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we'll get to that.
And we'll get to that.
We'll get to that before we see them again. But
and Mia's just like, shit.
It was a very inconvenient day for Mia. They fucked up their manicure. They embarrassed themselves in front of a hot man.
The person they were tasked with protecting died.
Yeah.
Well, damn, my performance review this quarter is going to be shit, huh?
I hate you.
Tarnation, that kid was starting to grow on me. All right. and Mia just goes off to do their own thing.
Like a contagious fungus.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some levity back in this conversation. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Mia's the comic relief.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is funny considering how much weight their character arc actually has on the whole overarching plot of the podcast.
Oh, and then our last patron question. What is giving up his cleric hours going to mean for Leo going forward? Like, is he going to lose all of his proficiencies and stuff? As far as his proficiencies, no.
No, he's keeping them. So the way I kind of justified it is that he is making a conscious choice to no longer use anything that could be coming from Kimmerl. So no spells, no channel divinity, nothing like that.
Yep.
But I kind of reasoned that his proficiencies, because let me pull up his character sheet. I believe his proficiencies that he got from cleric were religion and I have a multi-class on here, so it's going to be complicated figuring out which ones I originally picked. Because we're into a episode now where Leo multi-classes.
Yeah.
It's
a good time.
Yeah, because he got history and persuasion.
Yeah,
from noble
background,
and he got perception from the elf stuff.
Yeah,
I think he took insight and religion, and both of those I reasoned as like those proficiencies with those skills aren't because of Kimmerl. They're just because of things that Leo has learned, like especially with insight. And we do a lot of unpacking in season 2 about like Leo's high whiz score and like why it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
And his ability to like read people and everything. And that's very much something that just came from him organically.
Yeah.
It wasn't some divine ability that Kimmerl blessed him with. It's just Leo.
Yeah.
So we kept his weapon proficiencies and his armor proficiencies because of that too, because I kind of reasoned like that also was not a freebie from Kimmerl. Like he had to practice with that shit to be able to use it. So yeah. So basically what that means going forward is that Leo is not using cleric spells. He's not accessing his channel divinity. He's not doing any of the magically based cleric abilities because he is fucking done with Kimmerl.
Yeah.
Yeah. For many reasons.
Yeah. But like mechanically, theoretically, he could decide to cast a cleric spell at any point that he wanted.
Yeah, he could. Yeah,
like
because he still hasn't. Like I know, because I mentioned that he casted a 4th level blight on his holy symbol, like his choker.
Yeah, but Kimmerl's blade is a holy symbol.
Kimmerl's blade is also a holy symbol, and Leo's keeping that because it's like one of the only weapons he has right now, and he's not going to just throw out a weapon when he's in the middle of giant land.
Yeah.
So he's keeping the knife,
Yeah.
but he's not going to be utilizing it as a holy symbol. But yeah, that was what he casted that 4th level blight from, was from the knife.
And that's been kind of really powerful to unpack, is just like, he is making the choice that he is not going to draw from this anymore.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And
I think that's more fun than him just losing his cleric levels.
Yeah. Yeah. Theoretically, at any time in season 2, Leo could make the decision to break off any cleric spell that he wanted to.
Yeah.
And
he is very aware of that also.
Yep. He is also very aware of that. But yeah, that's a
surprise eyes tool that will help us later.
Ooh, from the episode we recorded yesterday, which was not fun. Episode 10.
His awareness that he could cast a cleric spell, not him casting cleric spells.
Yeah. Episode 10, My Beloved. Anyway. But yeah, and like the destruction of the choker was kind of important for me to do, because I told you before we even started recording, I was like, he's done. He's not going to be doing this anymore. Like, as soon as he had the time to sit down and figure out that Kimrel had been popping in to give him new spells and make snarky comments, and Soren had been dead for months.
Yeah.
And Kimrel knew that and didn't say anything to him about it.
Yeah.
No, that was the line in the sand for Leo.
Yeah.
He was done.
All bets were fucking off.
Yeah. But the destruction of the choker was like kind of my point that I wanted to concentrate on with that, because the choker, the royal seal, it used to be a wax seal that he turned into his holy symbol in episode 1. That was what he made that promise on.
Yes.
And he was like, I'm out.
Nope.
I'm out.
Bye.
Whereas Kimrel's blade was something.
Goodbye, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Kimrel's blade was something that Mia gave to him.
Yeah,
So like it didn't hold the same weight.
Yeah.
And it was something that got given to him.
Kimrel's blade is a tool. The holy symbol was a
symbol. Choice. Yeah, it was a symbol and it was a choice. And like destroying that was very much emblematic of him being like, nope, fuck it, I'm out. Like, but yeah, so Leo is not casting spells anymore.
Yep. Yeah, I think what we had done was he just didn't have a class for like several episodes.
He had his proficiencies.
Yeah,
I mean, like
he had his proficiencies.
He had his character sheet stuff. Like he had his hit points, his armor class, his weapon proficiencies.
Yeah. But he just couldn't do.
Oh, he was fucking useless. Oh yeah. And you guys will see on Friday that the fact that Leo can now do a max of like
8 damage,
8 damage around is
problematic.
It's
an issue.
Yeah. Because all Leo can do now is hit things with his sword, but Leo's not a fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It made it hard to balance combats for this chunk of the season also, because the thing about Fee is that she can do like 60 damage just because she wants to.
But she's very squishy. So Leo ends up tanking a lot of early season 2, I would say, is that like we end up just like shoving Leo in there because he's got more hit points and he can soak up more damage.
Because this one and Ylva are both like very balanced characters. They're not huge damage machines, but they can snap off a couple heals. They can do a little damage.
Ylva can snap off a lot of heals if next up. Yeah, like Ylva was our healer because Leo, said that he was out and wasn't using spells anymore. So the reason we brought Ylva in was because we needed heals.
Yeah. So like balancing combat as far as them was very easy because they're very balanced characters at like, I think we said they're level 12. Yeah. Or no, I think we said level 10 because of where we were at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we can fill up their character sheets.
Yeah, we can.
Oh man. Oh no, 8. Sorry. I was thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, because they were leveled with us.
Right. Yeah, but it was very easy to balance combats as far as they went. But then you had Leo and Fee. And Leo has an absurd amount of hit points.
Yeah, Leo has a good con score, and also I just consistently roll really well for hit points for some reason.
Yeah. So it was like
Leo's a fucking tank.
So it was like, here's Leo with almost 60 hit points, and he can do 8 damage a round. And his armor class is like 18.
If he has a shield,
If he has a shield. And then here's Fee, who has an armor class of 13 and like 35 hit points. But oh man, she can take pretty much anything out in 2 hits.
So essentially what ends up
Yeah.
happening is that Leo ends up tanking for a lot of early season 2. Because Ylva has ass hit points and we need her for heals. And this one is pretty badass. I mean, like, you guys saw this one in the combat. Like, they rolled like 2 nat 20s and fucking like killed 2 elementals. Like, it just back to back.
And Cuddles.
And Cuddles. Well, Cuddles doesn't ever take the attack action.
Yeah.
In the entire time that we see Cuddles, he never takes the attack action.
I thought he did once.
No.
I thought he did once. Okay.
No, he took the help action.
Right.
Because this one yelled, Cuddles, distract.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That was flavor.
Yeah.
We'll see that.
Yeah, that's next week. But
just Cuddles is an asset.
Cuddles is a good boy.
Cuddles is a good boy. I love Cuddles so much. Every time we have an animal companion on the show, it's just like, yeah.
And I've noticed that our
do.
animal companions are falling into 2 categories. It's either big animals or dead animals. One or the other. Undead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because on the big animal category, we have Cuddles and Phineas. And then in the undead animals category, we have Sweetie, Dexter, and then another animal companion we're going to be meeting in a few more weeks.
Yeah.
We have a niche, and we're just playing into it.
I don't know why this has happened, but here we are. Somebody said no Leo magic means no Dexter.
Ravain's watching Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter is involved with her. Dexter did not come into the portal.
Yeah, Dexter wasn't in the portal. He was active. Like, Leo had that animate dead spell active, and Dexter was down at the bottom of the ridge. But yeah, just to put everybody's minds at ease, Ravain is watching Leo skeletons, including Dexter.
Yeah.
Dexter is fine.
Dexter's fine. Does the dog die.com? No.
Well, not again.
The dog does not double die.
The dog exists in a horrifying liminal space.
Shut up.
I'll be right back. Dexter's fine, though. Ravain's
Dexter's
looking
fine,
after
though. We can't promise the safety of anyone else in the podcast, but Dexter, the Bone Wolf, is fucking great. Okay. Yeah, that was all we had as far as patron questions. So, open forum. Anybody has any questions, drop them in. We'll just handle them for the rest of the stream, which is another 25-ish minutes. Oh, excuse me. Speaking of dogs, Whippy is sulking again. Little man. Oh, jeez.
Well, let's look at that question we got earlier. Yeah,
I thought you handled it.
Well, how pissed? Well, we said pissed isn't the word we would use. I wanted to dissect it a little more.
Cool. Yeah, let's talk about Kimrel.
I don't think he's pissed at Leo for making the decision that he did.
Yeah.
I
think he's frustrated because
he's frustrated.
This is fucking with his plans in a big way.
Yeah. Yeah. Leo's whole existence was really integral to a lot of the goals and aims that Kimrel has. And Leo making the decision to say fuck you and dip has impacted those plans in a very big way.
It's not the worst setback he's ever had, but
it's not the worst thing that's ever happened to him by far.
No.
But it was definitely a monkey wrench in the works. And
you ever had to climb multiple sets of stairs, like 3 sets of stairs, and you get to the top, and on the second to last step you trip and you fall and you break your nose?
That's kind of what's happening to Kimrel right now.
That's what Kimrel's doing right now.
But again, and I will say, like, if you want clarification on this whole conversation, just like go listen to Elijah by Matthew in the Atlas. Like, there is a very big way, and there are a lot of reasons why Kimrel feels a certain kinship with Leo and like understands a lot of his motivations, and there's a very big reason that he picked Leo as it were. And watching Leo go through that was not fun for him.
Yeah.
But also, like, it was a direct, like, that domino effect of Leo's decisions and, like, giving up his clerical abilities and telling his god to fuck off was a direct result of Kimrel's fucking actions.
Yeah.
Which were showing up to just talk to him like everything was cool when Soren had been dead for fucking months,
Yeah.
and Kimrel knew.
Kimrel was a piece of shit, but he's very self-aware.
Yeah.
Is I think the takeaway
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
He's
because
self-aware.
Yeah, well, I mean, because, like, you know, and getting into Kimrel's head and the Stormbringer's head is always really hard because of all of the baggage that comes with them.
Because of all the baggage that comes with them and because of the perspective that they have.
Yeah, because they're gods. But yeah.
They've been around a while.
So, like, Kimrel showing up to give Leo performance reviews and, like, show up for the yucks and make, like, everything was fine while Soren was fucking dead was very much a calculated decision on Kimrel's part.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was going into those situations with the knowledge of, the love of Leo's life is dead and died for him and died because of him. I'm not going to say anything to him about that, though. Like, that was a very calculated decision on Kimrel's part. And yeah, what we saw of him in this episode was very much him, number one, dealing with the consequences of that. And and
yeah, it's very much Leo said fuck off, and Kimrel got bamfed back to the celestial plane and went, fuck. That backfired.
Yeah. Yeah.
That didn't turn out how I wanted it.
Well, because again, you know, like, for multiple reasons, he has a lot of insight into who Leo is as a person, and, like,
careful.
in terms of knowing how Leo reacts to things and knowing how he goes about his actions and why he makes the choices he makes, immediately showing up, because what would have happened is he would have shown up in episode 10 while Leo was in bed with Eleonora and been like, hey, your boyfriend's dead.
Yeah.
Your fiance's dead, rather.
Fiance.
Like,
yeah. Ex-fiance.
Like, hey, Soren's, like, he would have shown up in that bedroom and been like, hey, Soren's dead. And, like, that would have, number one, it would have changed the entire trajectory of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And number two, he knows Leo well enough to have made the very accurate assumption of, if that's what happens and that's what I do, he's going to shut down and he's going to be useless. And then I can't utilize him to further my goals. Yeah. And so
it was very much a calculated decision of, I'm going to prioritize this guy doing what I want and helping with my plans over emotional honesty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
But then, you know, like, when Leo called him on the carpet, it was just kind of a, you know, I don't really know. I don't really know why he chose then to tell Leo the truth, other than maybe that he just saw that Leo was already broken. Like,
well, he didn't really choose it. Leo forced the issue because he told him that Soren was dead.
Yeah. Yeah, well, but Leo challenged him and was like, how many fucking times did you come and talk to me? And yeah, like, I don't know why he chose to own up to that in that particular moment, other than,
I think as far as I've been playing Kimrel, the thing is that he misdirects. He does not outright lie.
Mm-hmm. And so when you ask him for a direct answer, he gives you, because he's
that was how I played that fucking
and that's actually really smart because he's a lawful aligned deity. So that makes sense. So yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Whereas it's kind of a cool, like, duality between Kimrel and the Stormbringer in that sense, because, like, the way I've been playing the Stormbringer is that, like, they're always very honest. You just have to figure out what the fuck she's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very honest, but sometimes that means that they don't say anything.
Yeah.
You know, I love the Stormbringer so deeply. They frustrate the hell out of me. Anyway. Ugh. But yeah.
Yeah, the Stormbringer is either like honest in a way that you can't fucking decipher, or she just goes, "You figure it out."
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you that.
That's your problem.
I can't tell you that. That would be cheating.
Cheating at what? What's the game? This isn't a game for me. This isn't fun.
Yeah. The Valsons and their deities are very paralleled in alignment.
Intentionally.
So the Stormbringer is just all chaos all the time. And I do love that about them. But it's very frustrating.
Well, and I mean, like in the episode that we recorded yesterday, we really see Leo's, like in season 2, really in general, we see the fact that Leo is a lawful alignment.
Yeah.
Really shine through. Like the motherfucker is lawful neutral. He's got a code and he's sticking to it. Like,
even if he has to completely rearrange it because his worldview has fallen in around his ears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We got about 15 minutes of the stream left. If anybody has any questions, again, open forum.
Anything. You can ask people's favorite soda flavors if you want. Like, yeah. I do kind of miss the fun questions.
Yeah.
Because we've been doing a lot of like really heavy unpacking in all of this. So.
But yeah. I had a lot of fun with the brainworm of you yelling in the Leo voice, "I'll kill you," has been with me since we recorded the episode. You know what I mean? Like it's just all the time.
So true.
All the time.
Does Kemerl fart? No. What are some things you wish you knew about running this format of campaign before you started? Oh man,
okay.
That's a really interesting question.
Very interesting. Before we started,
how much it compounds on itself,
yeah,
I think was definitely because of the way that we did the format of season 1 with having the separate episodes. Now that we're in season 2, that kind of collaborative storytelling, and I'm not mad at it, but that collaborative storytelling has like compounded upon itself by a factor of 10. I mean, like
by which he means season 2 episodes are very long.
Well, season 2
on average.
Yeah, season 2 episodes are long on average, and also the degree that we have to kind of put our heads together and figure out story beat. Like the deeper when you play a single player co-DM'd campaign, the more meaty your story gets and the deeper you dig into it, the greater degree of collaboration is required. And again, I'm not mad at it. I love telling this story with you, and we have a lot of fun telling it together. But
it's great, but like we have to sit down before we record every week and like bullet point out where we need to go in each episode and like what needs to be handled.
Yeah, and that's
so that the dice rolls don't ruin our day.
Yeah, because, you know, back in season 1, and you can hear this if you go back and listen to season 1, and then, you know, going forward, if you listen to season 2, in season 1, where we had the separate episodes and where the story hadn't really solidified yet, you can hear moments where one dice roll just changes the whole fucking episode.
Yeah.
And it just goes off. And we do have moments like that, you know, like we've said, I think the best way I could put this concisely is that in season 1, a dice roll could ruin a scene.
Yeah.
And in season 2, a dice roll can ruin 3 episodes of plot. And it did.
And it did. Like, we've been very open about the fact that we plotted out the basic story beats of this campaign before we recorded episode 1. But, like, we've had to rearrange season 2 3 times.
Yeah.
Just because certain things went so disastrously wrong that we just had to move things around because it was not realistic otherwise.
Sabine's re-entry into season 2 has been moved 3 separate times. It's been moved 3 separate times.
Yeah.
And you know, just for one. And
I miss my wife. Fee voice, I miss my wife. It's just that was the biggest change I think that we've had to make, was just moving
Yeah,
Sabine around.
Well, moving Sabine around, and like we had, I want to
And
wait.
everything that goes with Sabine.
Yeah, well, and I want to wait to talk about this until next week when people have context for this. But we had an entire separate arc. Like, we have a landmass on the world map that was planned for something that we were gonna do in episode 2 of season 2. And then a real bad dice roll happened.
Or episode 3, I think we said.
No, episode 2, because it was the most dangerous game thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it just didn't happen because the dice roll was bad.
Yeah. And we lost like 2 episodes worth of plot because of it. It had to, well, not lost, because we went on and we did something completely different. Yeah. But
and I like where we ended up. I like what happened.
Yeah, and again,
better
like,
than I think I would have liked what we had already planned.
Yeah, and that's kind of an overarching current of season 2 that I'm noticing is like, I feel really good about where we've ended up.
Yeah.
But boy, howdy, has a lot of shit gone off the rails.
Yeah.
Like,
everything that has gone off the rails has improved the story that we are telling. But man, is it stressful.
Yeah, so I would say as far as things I wish I had known going into doing a campaign in this format is like how much the collaborative storytelling was going to compound, and just like once you're deep in the paint with all of these interconnected gears, just like how much of that collaborative storytelling one dice roll can just throw out the window.
Yeah. Ugh.
Like that nat 1. I mean, like that threw an entire arc. Yeah. Not an entire arc, but like it
moved some stuff.
A character's really important role in an entire arc, it was out the window.
Yeah. Because
that coin was gone, and Fee had no way, and Leo gave up his cleric powers, and Fee had no way to get in touch with Sabine.
Yep.
And that changed a lot. So
yeah, it's my advice for running co-DM campaigns is don't get too attached to things turning out a certain way.
Yeah, I mean, like, we have certain things that, like, we have drawn our line in the sand, like things like Leo's Ed being endgame, and like things like that, where it's just like we're gonna
get there if it kills us.
We're gonna get there because we're not gonna roll checks for it. We're just gonna say that it happened.
That too.
Anything that you have
to roll a persuasion check to fucking
anything that you have to roll a check for, don't get attached to it. Yeah. Anything that you have to roll a check for, don't get attached to it, because it will fuck you.
Yeah. Okay. Other questions we got. Somebody asked, what's Mia's favorite pop flavor?
Dr. Pepper.
No.
Pineapple Fanta.
I was going to say strawberry Fanta. Hey.
Fanta.
Strawberry Fanta mixed with crispy McDonald's Sprite.
Oh, God.
Giant Wives, favorite colors?
Ilva likes pink.
Yeah. Ilva, I think, likes pink. Ilva, I think, likes green. I think Ilva likes pastels a lot. Ilva's fond of pastels. This one's favorite colors are like a deep earthy brown and a nice orange, like a soft orange.
Yeah. I love them.
Yeah.
I like to think
I
of
just
them.
realized we just assigned them the colors of the lesbian flag. You know what?
You know what? It's fine. It's fine.
They can have that. I realized halfway through saying that. Anyway. Fuck.
Who drinks energy drinks and who mixes it with coffee? Who mixes energy drinks with coffee? I feel like that's Leo Core.
I was going to say Zed.
Yeah. But no, it's because that doesn't make sense, because Zed has ADHD, so that would have the opposite effect on him. He would do that if he wants to go to sleep.
That's why.
Okay.
Zed having a bad week just pours a Monster into a cup of coffee like, this is self-medication.
Time to go to sleep.
Yeah. Time to nap. 16-year-old Zed voice. I was about to make a joke, but I'm not going to say it on stream. Anyway.
Again, big ol' motherfucking duffel bag of shit. That probably happens in season 2 to Zed, too.
Yeah.
We've been, in the Bo Burnham death spiral.
Yeah,
Since
we watched Inside on Netflix, and we've been brains.
the vocal stems have kicked in, and also
we apologize.
and also we have added All Eyes on Me to an episode playlist for season 2. We're not telling you which one though.
Yeah.
But it is a Leo song. Have fun.
It's fine. It's fine. Things are fine. We're having fun. Anyway. Oh man.
Man, that was such a cool question about like things we had wished that we meant. That was a really cool question.
We love production questions. Send us production questions. We work really hard behind the scenes.
Speaking of which, I think we can like do like 2 more talking points and then answer any more questions before we wrap up. Like it's our first fucking season 2 Q&A. I don't care if we go long. Yeah, I don't care.
And also like you guys send things in while we're talking. We'll finish up.
We'll see them. Yeah, for sure.
Don't be afraid of interrupting us. If we interrupt ourselves, then it's because we have ADHD and it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Politeness rules are bullshit. Go. Anyway.
But where was I going with that? Oh yeah, production questions.
Yeah.
We have been talking about things that we're planning for campaign 2.
Yes.
And we're not going to give away the plot, and we're not going to give away anything about it.
We have some interesting things that we've discovered that we can do.
You guys are going to be playing campaign 2 with us.
Ish. We're planning like ARG elements for that, and that's what we've been doing this week.
So things like, you know, like we're going to be sending out like secret codes that you have to decode and stuff, and like there's going to be different like listenable elements outside of the podcast and things like that.
We apologize for being excited about this right now, but we figured out an outline of it this week, and we're very pumped.
Yeah. And it's going to be really, really cool. However, we are going to bi-weekly releases for campaign 2.
Yeah. So like, that's part of why because
it's going to be coming out every 2 weeks because number one, like Al is taking kind of the spear point on the ARG elements. Mm-hmm. And I am going to have to learn so much sound design.
Yeah, the soundscaping for our second campaign is going to be intense.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say that it is straight horror. It is horror the way that this campaign is political intrigue.
Yeah, and there's a lot of...
somebody asked, will it be Patreon exclusive?
No,
none of this is Patreon exclusive.
No, the ARG elements of campaign 2 are going to be all publicly available because we're going to be using our social media accounts as the ARG element.
Yeah, like the Patreon exclusives are going to stay what they are now.
Yeah, like, just like the bonus episode. Yeah. Instead of the wax sealed letters in campaign 2, you guys are going to be getting shitty Vegas postcards though.
But yeah, and this isn't like we should every time we talk about campaign 2, we should emphasize this is coming out in summer of 2022.
It's going to be a bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's what we're doing after this campaign. We are going to wrap up Fee and Leo's story before we start any of this, but we just figured out a lot of the AR stuff that we're going to do.
But yeah, in terms of production, we had this big talk the other day about like ways we were going to incorporate the ARG elements and ways that we were going to kind of do like audience immersion and
because we want it to be very immersive because it is horror themed. It's pseudo horror.
It's campaign 2 is going to be vastly different from campaign 1. Number 1, we're playing a whole different RPG. Like we're playing Monster of the Week.
Yeah.
But it's just going to be vastly different in terms of mood, in terms of the way that we're going about it, and it's going to be very immersive. And we had this talk the other day about like, like so many of the ARG elements are going to be like voicemails or home videos.
Yeah.
And I was like, motherfucker, I have to figure out a way in Audacity to edit our recordings to make them sound like they're coming out of a shitty 2018 phone speaker. And I did that today, and I was very proud of myself
for the editing.
Yeah, because episode 10 of season 2, episode 10 of season 2 involves an artifice, kind of like a Stone of Far speech type thing.
Yeah.
And I made that my guinea pig. I was like, I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do this shit.
So tell us what you think of that effect when episode 10 comes out in several weeks. Ouch. Cool. Anyway.
But let's just go another 15 minutes. If you guys have any other questions, other than that, we'll just riff. I don't want to go any more on campaign 2 because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, but
it's going to be very immersive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be very different, but hopefully not in a way that throws anybody off. You know what I mean?
It is a story about trans siblings overthrowing the government. So how different is it really?
Yeah. I do like a lot of the things that we've been able to do differently so far in the planning of season 2, just because it is, or not season 2, campaign 2, just because it is set in the real world. Like, we can just say stuff and people will know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But so that's been good.
I can't wait for campaign 2, Dead People Rights. Oh, season 2, baby.
Season 2, baby.
Season 2, episode 5, baby. I can't wait for you guys to meet our favorite NPC of season 2.
You're waiting for Dead People Rights? No.
Not only Dead People Rights, Dead Bird Rights.
Yeah. Dead Gay People Rights.
Dead Gay People Rights and Dead Gay Bird Rights.
But not in a bury your gays way, but in an undead way. In an undead way.
Dead People Rights campaign. Oh, so much. Our favorite NP. Well, I'm reticent to say favorite because he haunts and vexes us. Because he steals every scene he's in.
We've talked about this in like our hiatus Q&As. This particular NPC just steals every goddamn scene that he's in. Because he just says things and they're so enchanting that we just have to let him continue.
Yeah. And so he adds like 10 minutes to every episode because he's just so enchanting.
Yeah. We are no longer playing Dungeons and Dragons. We are now performing soliloquies for this NPC. Forget the episode. Forget the plot. We're only hearing from this guy now.
And that's literally how every fucking appearance he's had has played out. Because every appearance he's had, because we originally
derailed the plot. So far.
Well, because we designed him for the yucks. We were like, oh yeah, he's gonna be fun. Yeah, he's fun. He's funny. He's not really here for that many important plot things.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, no, we need to let him say more.
Yeah.
we need to let
him continue.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dead People Rights in like a few episodes.
Episode 5.
Oh man.
Yeah, our favorite NPC.
I'm hesitant to say that I have favorite NPCs.
I
like them.
I'm not hesitant. I have 2.
That's fair.
One is Zed, and the other is someone we'll meet soon.
That's fair. Sabine is a close third. Yeah. But yeah, it's just we're having fun. Season 2 is less light than we expected it to be when we started recording it, but it's a lot more fun than we were kind of.
Yeah. Like we're having a lot more fun with it than we did with season 1, I think, because we were and we are still learning, you never really stop learning, but I feel like we were because this is kind of a new unexplored format.
Yeah.
We were floundering so much in season 1 that I
don't want to say floundering, but we got off track a lot.
Yeah, and just in season 2, we feel like I feel like we have our feet under us a lot more solidly. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I feel much more confident doing the things that we do.
Yes.
And I'm having more fun because of that.
We're having fun with this season.
But we are, again, because this is kind of a weird format that we haven't had experience with before and that we're exploring, we do have those moments where shit fucking knocks us on our ass.
Oh, man.
Like that Nat 1. Like,
Someone asked, how much would you say the characters' music tastes line up with the music on their playlists?
Oh, very much.
Pretty closely, yeah.
We put a lot of thought into that.
Yeah, like that was a determining factor of making the playlists. A little bit less with Leo and Phoebe because we were making their playlists like incrementally as we went. But like for instance, the Zed playlist, completely Zed's music taste. The Ravane playlist, toe to tip, that's Ravane's music taste.
Yeah, and I mean, same with me, with like all of the work that I did on Sabine and Kalessa
and that means we get things like the Zed playlist being mostly pop punk, and then Ravane's playlist is let's take a hard right from folk into electro swing and then back. Because he's like that.
Well, and Zed is a folk punk motherfucker. Well, we've said before that our Zed band is Fall Out Boy, because we actually do have a
Fall Out Boy followed by AJJ.
Yeah, we do have a Patreon playlist called Zed Stone Bloom, but it's all increasingly worrying Fall Out Boy songs. Yeah. And it's a really good playlist.
Good playlist. Not to toot our own horns. Speaking of Patreon playlists, I think we need to get a Giant Wives playlist out. I've started working on one.
Yes, we should do that. And then the next
Watch out for that.
Yeah. And then I have some thoughts about what we should do after that. But yeah, I totally agree. But yeah, the musical tastes of the different characters as reflected in their playlists and the thought that goes into the episode playlists is all very intentional and like very focused towards genre and musical taste.
Yeah, like that was a deciding factor that got some songs cut from the character playlists.
Yep.
Is we were like, yeah,
it's their own genre.
The lyrics are correct. The vibes are not.
Yeah.
It can't be on here.
Yeah, which my favorite part of that is a joke I made like I think almost a year ago of if you look at Zed and Leo and you ask which one of you is the Lady Gaga gay and you make an assumption, you will be wrong.
You will be wrong.
Because Leo is in My Chemical Romance gay through and through.
A grievous oversight on my part not putting Lady Gaga on the Zed playlist.
Well, we do also have a Patreon playlist for Zed called Zed Stone Bloom, but it's all songs that you'd hear in a gay bar in West Hollywood. So
on Bear Night.
On Bear Night, yeah, and it has a lot of Gaga and a lot of Cher on it. So.
A lot of Lizzo.
And like 4 Lizzo songs, yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, the characters' music tastes absolutely influence what goes on their playlists.
That's why there's so much goddamn Mumford & Sons on Fens.
Fen is doing his best. Fernandez Tormare is doing the best that he can.
And he's, you know what? Of all the people in season 2, he is thriving.
That's true. That's true. Not in the early episodes, but
no, but later.
But when we get back, Fen will have been thriving.
Fen's glow up arc is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fen walking back into season 2, like, what's up? I'm not repressed anymore.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah. Most important character arc of the series.
When we meet Fen next, will he be dating me? We can't answer that.
We can't answer that.
Nope, we can't answer that right
You'll
now.
see when he gets back.
Yep, you'll see. Fen coming back with Fender, we can't answer that.
We can't answer how Fen's we can't get specific about it.
No, because we're not going to meet Fen or see Fen again until episode
late
like
in the season.
16, 17, 18, somewhere in there. Yeah.
We can't answer specific questions. I think people will be happy.
Yeah, people will definitely be happy.
I think people will be happy with where Fen is at. Oh man.
And again, like all of these characters would have been coming back into the season way sooner.
Yeah.
If not for that fucking Nat 1.
Fucking Nat 1. That did set back everybody coming back like 4 episodes, especially Sabine. Sabine coming back got set back way more
Sabine was supposed to come back in like episode 5.
I don't think we said 5. I think we said 7. and then we had to rearrange things at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like our original season plan, Sabine was back in episode 7, and
she's still not
she's
back.
not back in the episodes that we've recorded yet. Oh, I miss my wife.
How the fuck do you think Leo feels?
I'm not talking about Leo. I'm talking about me as a player.
Oh, okay.
I miss my wife.
I miss my husband. God damn. I look around season 2. There's nary a bear to be found.
You know that's not true.
There's not a bear who's not married to be found.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. You got me there.
How do you think I feel?
Anyway. But yeah, in our original plan for the season, we spent a lot more time at the end of the season with the season 1 characters, and
now we don't get to.
Now we don't get to.
Because of one nat one.
Because of one nat one.
And that's what you need to learn if you want to run a single player co-GM campaign.
Yeah.
One nat one can fuck you so hard.
That's true of all Dungeons and Dragons campaigns, but when there's 2 DMs, it's more so.
Yeah, it just
More so.
amplifies. Yeah,
More
it's
so.
But as far as like season 2 goes, because we haven't gotten any more questions, I am really proud of where the soundscaping is going.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah. Your editing has gotten a lot better since even the beginning of the campaign. Yeah, not that it wasn't good at the beginning of the campaign, but
we had a shitty fucking mic.
Yeah.
Up until episode 15 to start with, but
13, right?
No. We got because we got our arm
Right, we got the boom
at 14.
Yeah, yep.
At 14.
Yep.
And then the week that we did 15, we got the new mic.
Yes.
So
somebody said that they really like the Giant Wives' voices. Yeah, thank you.
Good accent work? Really? Okay.
Thanks. I'm gonna take it.
I'll take it. I don't know how much I believe it, but I'll take it.
Compliments from baby.
Compliments from baby. Just wait until you guys have to hear us try to fucking parse out Irish accents. Good. Oh, have fun. Yeah, that's another bad thing about season 2 is just like everybody's got a fucking accent. It's either a New York accent, an Eastern European accent, or a fucking thick-ass Irish accent, and we're not good at any of them, but we try.
And one English accent that is specifically the voice of Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, very specifically the voice of Sir Patrick Stewart. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I've said in previous Q&As, I've just had to repeat movie lines. It's life.
Well, and that's a cool production insight too of like how we've done our accent work, because like the way that you do it is with the movie lines and it works. Like, and that blows my mind because you do the movie lines and then you get the accent. And that is wild to me.
Thank you.
Because what I have to do is I have to do things like with the Irish accent, especially, because people in the Zephyr Isles, we've given an Irish accent to.
Yeah.
And
what's fun.
And what I had to do with that was I had to do things like isolating vowels. Like, here's how an Irish accent does the R, and here's how an Irish accent does the oi vowel, and here's how the Irish accent does the O vowel.
Yeah.
And I had to write myself practice sentences in character.
Yeah.
And do those to get the accent down pat.
And then I just had to get the vocal posture and riff off of you.
Yeah. Well, essentially what we've had to do is just figure out that you need to put everything in the front of your mouth for a Zephyr Isles accent.
Yeah. Anyway, we've gotten better with our accent work since we started doing it in the season. But the Eastern European accents we didn't really practice; they just happen.
Yeah, and you can hear it too
Yeah.
a little bit because we get our V's and our W's mixed up a lot. But it reads, I think,
Yeah,
pretty
it's
well.
fine.
Like, yeah,
It's
it works as well as it's going to. Like,
and it's more fun if we fuck up sometimes.
Yeah.
It's funnier.
But with the Irish accent, it's way harder to like do the fuck ups because the Irish accent is so clipped and so fast that if we fuck it up, we just have to retake the
That
whole
has
line
also
again.
been an issue with our recording, as I already talk very fast.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
I've gotten yelled at. I've gotten yelled at while recording.
In our raw recording times, we've had slow down, does the line again. Slow down, does the line again. Motherfucker, slow down.
Yeah. Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's times like that make me wish we were maintaining a blooper reel.
So true. Yeah, we're not in
We're not.
season 2 because there's just
Yeah.
so much going on, and I'm back at in-person work. But
yeah. Maybe for our next campaign, we will maintain a blooper reel. We'll see.
well, everybody in our next campaign is going to have the same. We're not going to be doing accent work,
True.
so yeah.
Anyway,
We're going to have to learn how to do a Nevada accent, but we live in SoCal, so it's not that hard. Yeah.
We'll be fine. Anyway, that's gonna do it for us this week. Man, we got off on some weird tangents there.
We did, but I had fun.
That's fun.
I'm glad to be back to real Q&As now.
Yeah. I'm glad to be back to the long ones.
Okay, so
next episode comes out on Friday or Thursday if
or
you're a patron.
Thursday if you're a patron. And we've said this in our hiatus Q&As, but this is the first episode where you guys get to hear Barry cry on mic.
Yeah.
So
Didn't mean it.
have fun with that. Bye.
Bye.